Aloha! It's a beautiful day here, and just thought I'd bring the camera outside today. I want to talk about the 5 things that I don't miss from the mainland. And what I mean by mainland is I'm talking about the continental US. And so basically my background is I grew up here in Hawaii, and then I went away to the mainland for college. I lived up there for a little while, about 9 or 10 years, and then I came back to Hawaii, and that's currently where I live, and pretty much gonna live here probably for the rest of my life. So I was thinking about the things that I don't miss about the mainland. And there's a lot of things that I do miss about the mainland. Maybe I'll make another video about that, but there's a lot of things that I definitely don't miss about the mainland. And I want to talk about those things in this video. The first thing is the icy roads and the ice on my windshield. I went to Colorado and it would snow a lot. So I remember there were days where, because I had no covered parking, my car was covered with snow and I would have to knock off the snow and clean it off. And then there'd be ice on my windshield. And again, growing in Hawaii, growing up here, I never had to deal with that. I lived like 5 minutes away from my job. And I remember thinking, why am I scraping the ice? And it takes me like 15 or 20 minutes just to get rid of the ice. And then I drive 5 minutes, park, and then I go to my job. And I remember thinking, why am I doing this? I should just walk. But I don't miss those days. I definitely don't miss those days. I also remember black ice, and of course we don't have that here. We have very wet roads when it rains, so we can use the wet roads with tires, but we don't have black ice. And I remember there was this time where I was pulling up to an intersection, and I didn't see the black ice, of course, and I tried to stop, and my car just kept going, and I couldn't stop. I couldn't turn out of the way. So luckily, as I was slowly creeping into the middle of the intersection, luckily no cars were there. Again, I didn't know how to turn or to maneuver, pump the brakes. I was just, why is my car not working? And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, what is going on? Is my car broken? And I'm glad that we don't have to deal with that here in Hawaii, but I definitely don't miss those things every single day. The second thing is driving far distances for familiar food. You know, it's kind of hard to get Hawaii food or local food in the middle of Colorado. There's not really any ocean, but there were some local places that they did have, but they were really far away. So there's Jamba Juice, which is like a smoothie place that we have here in Hawaii. And there's L&L Barbecue, it's like plate lunch, where you basically get like rice, you get some mac salad, you get some meat. And those places, unfortunately, were like an hour and 20 minutes away from where I was living. So once a month I would go and I'd leave early on the weekend, and then I would drive down and I would, I'd buy lunch. I think about even buying dinner, because by the time I got back, another hour and 20, an hour and 20 minutes, that's 2 hours and 40 minutes just to get lunch. This is crazy. And, but it was worth it. And the weird thing is, now that I'm in Hawaii, Jamba Juice is about 5 minutes away. L&L, maybe a 10-minute walk if I wanted to walk, but there's tons of them everywhere here. I don't go that much anymore, and if I wanted to, I could go. Every day I could go for lunch. But I guess because they're here so much, I feel like I don't need to. It's a weird thing, but I'm really glad that if I did want to go there, I don't have to drive an hour and 20 minutes. Number 3 is kind of small, but I don't miss daylight savings time. It's something here in Hawaii that I don't think we've ever had that here. I didn't grow up with that, and I don't think we're ever going to have that here. But I don't miss that because it's very confusing. I know that there's a mark on the calendar, and again, this was kind of before smartphones. There were smartphones, but not the same as we have now. And it was hard to remember. I had to set my regular watch. I would have to make sure, I think I even had to make sure that my internet or my computer would set. I'm not sure if I had that set on auto, but it was one of those things where I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I have to always remember this. And if you missed it, you'd be like an hour early or an hour late, like twice a year, and it was like driving me crazy. I kind of understand why they do it, and it is kind of nice to adjust to the extra daylight or the extra, the shorter days or longer days. So that's kind of nice, but I don't miss having to worry about that twice a year. Number 4, this is kind of a unique thing, but I don't miss my identity being wrapped up so much in the fact that I'm from Hawaii, or that I was from Hawaii. And so it's one of those things where if you grew up here and you went away for college and you came back, I think you understand what I'm talking about. When I went to the mainland, I would introduce myself to people, hi, and they say, oh, where are you from? Because clearly you're not from here, right? And it's like, oh yeah, I'm from Hawaii. And as soon as I said that, they would ask all these questions about Hawaii and how great it is, and oh, how's the weather? It must be so nice. I'm so jealous. I wish I could live there. And this whole spiel, and soon my identity became the Hawaiian. Even though I'm not technically Hawaiian, I'm from Hawaii, but not Hawaiian. You would just be the Hawaiian, and that was my identity as Hawaiian. And it's a little tiresome, you know, it's a little tiring. And another interesting thing is when you come back to Hawaii after being on the mainland for, you know, a year or so, people will ask you, oh, so you went away to the mainland. Wow, it must be really cold. Was there culture shock? How is the food? Do you miss rice? I mean, you get kind of the same questions. And again, if you've gone away to the mainland, you come back, I'm sure you know, I'm sure you're familiar with those questions. And that's okay. It's okay, because people are curious here. Oh, how is it? And I find myself asking a lot of the same questions. I try not to ask those questions if someone is on the mainland and come back. I try not to ask them those questions, but sometimes, you know, you're just curious, you know, how are things and all that. But it's just, I definitely don't miss that. My identity being wrapped up so much of where I'm from or where I've been. I can just, hey, you're in Hawaii, cool. I'm also in Hawaii. What else is there about you guys? That's kind of nice. And the fifth thing is how the mainland celebrates New Year's. I think in the mainland, it's pretty much just parties, midnight parties, and drinking and food, and that's okay, and football, and that's great. But in Hawaii, it's we have probably the best New Year celebration in the world, probably. There's so much fireworks. I would say if you could pick one time to be in Hawaii to really appreciate local lifestyle, I would say New Year's, because all you have to do on New Year's is just stay up and just look around. Just look around in downtown, wherever you are, just look around. There will be so many illegal fireworks. It's amazing. Obviously this year there was a ban on fireworks, and I remember we went up and we looked out towards the west side, and all night fireworks, all night. You could hear it. There's a smoke everywhere, and especially at midnight, it was absolutely crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, where are the people getting this stuff from, and how much does it cost? But it's just incredible, and that's something that you don't get on the mainland. It's just, it's very quiet. It's very plain. There are fireworks, I think, but they're not really that great. But you know, we have the drinking, we have the parties, we have the football here too. But man, just having the fireworks, that was one of the things I missed, and the fact that it's illegal here and we have it it's just amazing. And I definitely don't miss the toned down New Year celebrations on the mainland. So those are the 5 things that I don't miss about the mainland. And let me know if maybe I missed something, or if there's other things that, if you're from Hawaii, maybe you don't miss that about the mainland either. But thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and aloha.